Hi, this is Mr. Schmidt. Welcome to Science Lab. Today we're not doing a science experiment. Today we're doing a science project. What's the difference? Well, a science lab, an experiment, is we're trying to find out something. With a science project, we're going to build something. We're going to build a model today. And you guys have been looking at clouds and studying clouds. We're going to just make a cloud chart. Now, in your work, I gave you sheets that look like this, that talk about different types of clouds, and it shows you the shapes and has all the directions, and it comes in two different forms. It comes like this, or it comes like this. And yes, you could make your clouds on these papers, but if you happen to have some construction paper at home, you could do it on a sheet like this. So all you need are the directions, the sheets, some cotton balls, and some glue, and maybe a pair of scissors and a black marker. Okay? So I'm going to show you how I made this on the construction paper. And the only reason I'm showing on the construction paper, it shows up better than on the white paper. So, if you have different colored paper around the house, I would do it on that. It doesn't have to be blue. It could be on red. It could be on black. Doesn't matter. If you don't have any, you could just do it on these sheets. Okay? But I'm sure you have some paper somewhere that it's blank on the back, and you could just use that. So, I'll show you how I did this with cotton balls. So, I'm going to show you how I made this one with all the different labels. And you can see I have all the different labels on them. Cumulonimbus, stratus, right there. Some types of clouds. And I cut those off the sheets that I printed off. So it's sort of a lot of fun with these cotton balls. You don't need that many of them either. Actually, I did most of these with just one, and I started with cirrocumulus, and all I did was take little pieces off of one cotton ball, rolled them up. That's all I did. I just pulled off a piece, rolled it up. They don't even all have to be the same size. And I just made all my cirrocumulus out of just one cotton ball. I just ripped them off, rolled them up, ripped them off, rolled them up. And then when I was ready, I took a glue bottle and I just made dots. And I put them on, and then I just let them dry. So that's with my cirrocumulus. With the cumulus one, I just took one cotton ball and sort of made it fluffy, and that was my cumulus one. My next one's cirrus. Now if you remember, cirrus is like horsetails, they say. So all I did was take a piece and sort of stretch it out, made it thicker at one end and curled it a little bit at the one end, and that became my cirrus clouds. And I did 3 or 4 of those, same sort of thing. I just took a piece off and stretched it out and made its shape, sort of curl it up at one end, and made my cirrus. And they can be big and small. And that was a lot of fun. That was fun to make. So that was my cirrus. For my stratocumulus, now if you remember, stratocumulus are in the sky. I took like half one there. And remember, these sort of are like long, skinny ones in the sky. And there could be lots of them. So I just did those. I stretched them out. The stratus, if you remember, stratus is sort of like the ones you see in winter, and actually in the fall too. We had it, or on a rainy day, where they're like they just blanket the sky, and
they go all over the sky. So they're a little different than the stratocumulus. The stratuscumulus could be long and narrow and you see lots of blue sky in between. But with the stratus, they're the ones that blanket the sky. That's how I think of it, a blanket. Now, probably the one I had the most fun with was the cumulonimbus. And if you remember, cumulonimbus are those storm clouds. And I just took a bunch of cotton balls, sort of fleshed them out, sort of softened them up a little bit. And then I built them up, you know, a wide base at the bottom, and then you see them go up into the sky. They're just big, massive thunder clouds. And this is where the thunder comes from. And then I just glued them all down like that. And once I did that, then I took my marker, and especially on the bottom, I just took a black marker and just sort of, darkened it. So that helps me remember that, oh, those are the storm clouds that bring us rain and thunder and lightning. So you could do that same thing. For the labels, I just took my sheet. I took one of the sheets and, I just cut out the different names and put them and glued them on with a glue stick all over my paper. So that's our science project today. I had a lot of fun doing it. I hope you do too.